Hi, this is Zach from Cisco Systems. In this quick lesson, we'll talk about how to set up a web security appliance in a connector mode versus standalone. So, web security appliance recently added a functionality that I can be in a connector mode versus standalone historically. So the step that we will cover is to first, we'll log in and do a reset configuration from system administration. We must have a serial connection to the box. And then we'll run through the system setup wizard. Dashboard, we select the mode in step 3. Once we'll step through all the other options for configuration, then we install and log back into the RM port. And then we'll review some of the service tabs to see what's available in the connector mode, and user guide does a very good job, so I would highly recommend to go and review the user guide. What are the functionality that web security appliance loses or supported rather in the connector mode? So with that, let's begin. This is the machine that we'll be testing with in my lab environment. So we'll go under system administration. We'll say System Setup Wizard and wait for the screen to come up. And then we'll click on Reset Configuration. So, and it usually takes a little bit of time. On the bottom, actually on the top of the screen, you'll see it change from Overview to Reset Configuration. As soon as you reset configuration, we need to go back to System Setup Wizard. And here it's going to display you the very first screen with the license agreement and whatnot. And these are all the details provided on the page. Here you accept and begin setup. So very first screen it pops up, then in your environment you may not have anything populated because this is one of my VM machine. So it has the config in it. Now, the point to notice here is the appliance mode of operation. So traditionally, we do standard, which is the fully functional web security appliance. In the connector mode, some of the functionality we do lose. So that's the option we want to take. And it use direct traffic to the cloud web security for the policy to be enforced in the cloud. So we pick the cloud web security connector option over here. Then move to the next step. So it will require cloud web security proxy servers, at least one. So if we and then other options are failure handling if the connect. So what the recommendations are as to if client's request fails to cloud web security server, what you would do: drop connections or connect directly, and some authorization. Now, the key to note here is it will not let you move until you give at least one server address. If I hit click next here, it complains you must specify at least one server address. So to keep it simple, I will do one of the lab machine and click next. So these are populated. Now you see the IP address, subnet mask, my host name. I'll take the default here. Default gateway is also populated. I will stay with that. So here would be an option traditionally as we do either layer 4 switch or WCCP, so I'll stay with the layer 4 switch. And then the RM port password, admin password. This is the one that you log into the GUI for admin work or command line. And the email address. For system alerts. So we do the password, confirm your password, system alerts address where to send it to. Next. Now here's my summary page. So if anything we need to modify, this will be the chance. Here's the edit button on each section that it can be done. You have your host name, IP address, default gateway, and all the information that we provided. And then once you're happy with this at this state, just hit install this configuration. And it goes and thinks. That's my machine, 10.0.60.43. We come back up. Now there's a few things that we should notice. First of all, that I want to call out is now that web security appliance is in the, if you notice the mode here, Cloud Web Security Connector mode. Now these are the other details. Historically it's the same. So VM machine and whatnot. So what changed in the connector mode? If I go in a reporting tab, as opposed to having several other options that we see, and the standalone mode will goes away, just a system status. Under web security, I can create an identity, but if you notice, there's no access policy or decryption policy. There's a lot of options. So I strongly recommend to go back in and look at the user guide and what is supported and what is not supported in the connector mode. These are all the options here that are available under Web Security Manager in the connector mode. Security services, network, that's where we will connect the cloud connector. And so by default, as you noticed, while we were configuring, we added this, and we can add any cloud web security proxy servers here, and we'll do a separate lesson for that. Other than that, there are several other options in the system administration that remained. It's there. So that's it for this lesson. Let's go back and make sure what we covered what we were going to cover here. We did a reset configuration from system administration via serial connection. We ran through the system setup wizard. We select the mode, which is the connector mode. We install the configuration, and in the last we logged back in and looked at some of the tab options. Thank you so much for your time, and that will cover for this lesson. Thanks.